You ever lock eyes with someone, and for just a second, everything around you disappears? The noise fades, your pulse spikes, and yet neither of you says a word. You walk away wondering if that moment meant something, or if your mind just made it up. Here's the truth most men never hear. Attraction often hides in silence, not because she's uninterested, but because she's terrified of what that truth might unleash. Society tells women to play it cool, to never seem too eager. So she acts like she's fine, while her body betrays her every second you're near. You feel it too, don't you? That strange tension, that unspoken awareness when your eyes meet, when your jokes land harder than they should, when her laugh lingers just a bit too long. It's not imagination, it's psychology. When two people have feelings, but neither admits it, it creates one of the most intoxicating emotional loops the human brain can experience. Dopamine surges when you see them. Oxytocin spikes when they touch your arm, even by accident. And yet, your rational mind keeps whispering, "Don't say anything, don't ruin it." So you stay quiet. She stays quiet, and the silence grows heavy enough to drown in. But make no mistake, if you're both emotionally aware, that silence screams. Her body language changes around you. She mirrors your tone, your pace, your posture without realizing it. She finds reasons to be near you, even when there's no reason at all. Still, something stops her. Not because she doesn't care, but because she's protecting her heart. Women are conditioned to believe that vulnerability makes them weak. But here's what no one tells you. A woman who's truly interested will fight that conditioning every time she's around the man who stirs her emotions. That's why the tension feels so intense. It's not rejection, it's resistance. Her brain is battling between fear and desire, logic and longing. There's a moment, subtle, fleeting, but powerful, when her eyes betray her heart. That's the first psychological sign you both have feelings, but neither of you says a word. The gaze that lingers too long, but breaks too soon. It's not just looking, it's seeing. When she looks at you, her pupils dilate slightly, a biological response she can't control. Her eyes flicker between your lips, your chest, your eyes again, all in less than a second. It's her subconscious scanning for emotional safety, physical chemistry, and connection. Most men miss it, because they're too busy pretending not to care. But when two people feel that unspoken pull, the eyes start doing what the mouth refuses to. And when you look back, that's where everything changes. She'll break eye contact quickly. Maybe she laughs, glances away, fidgets with her hair, anything to hide that she just gave herself away. It's not disinterest. It's her mind screaming, "He saw me." You'll notice this happens most when emotions rise, when you're talking about something personal, or when silence stretches just a little too long. She holds your gaze, almost challenging you to say something, then looks away like she's afraid of what you might see. That's not random. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance, when two conflicting truths fight for control. In her case, it's "I want him" battling "I can't let him know." That tiny war shows up in micro-expressions, the soft bite of her lip, the shift of her body toward you, the quick glance when you're not looking. Every movement is a coded confession. And here's the part that hits hardest. When you both feel it, your body responds too. Your heartbeat synchronizes with hers. You start mirroring her breathing. Your brain releases serotonin and dopamine, the same chemicals that fire when people fall in love. It's a feedback loop, and it's addictive. That's why even a short conversation with her can mess with your focus for hours. This is why some connections haunt you. You don't even need to touch. Just a look across a crowded room can feel electric. Because it's not fantasy, it's a physiological response. You're both trying to maintain control while your bodies are betraying you in real time. That you both have feelings but won't admit it is emotional attunement. that eerie sense that you can feel what the other person feels without a word being spoken. It starts small. You notice when she's quiet, even in a crowded room. You pick up on the tone behind her laughter, the pause between her sentences. Somehow, her emotions echo inside you. When she's down, your energy drops. When she's excited, you feel alive. That's not coincidence. It's empathic resonance, and it's one of the clearest indicators of mutual emotional connection. Women by nature are emotionally intuitive, but when she starts syncing with your mood, mirroring your tone, finishing your thoughts, or noticing changes in your energy before you even speak, it's her subconscious bonding with you. It means her brain has started mapping your emotional patterns as if they were her own. And if you feel it too, you've both crossed a line most people never reach, the line between interest and emotional entanglement. That's why conversations with her don't feel casual. You can talk about nothing and it still feels meaningful. The silences aren't awkward, they're loaded. The laughter isn't forced, it's shared. Even tension feels magnetic. This is emotional intimacy without words, and it's rare. It's what most men crave but can't describe. That sense that she gets me, even when I don't explain. But here's the paradox. The deeper that emotional connection gets, the harder it becomes to speak it aloud. Because now, it's not just attraction, it's vulnerability. It's opening a door that neither of you can close again. You start guarding your words. You test each other. She might tease you, then retreat. You might pull back, then find yourself drawn in again. It's like a dance. One step forward, one step back. Both of you pretending you're just friends, while your emotions keep whispering, "This is more." That's emotional attunement, when your minds and hearts start moving in rhythm before either of you consciously decide to. Have feelings, but no one admits it, is emotional resistance, when one or both of you start pulling away for no logical reason. It's strange, isn't it? You get close, the energy between you builds, and then suddenly, she gets distant, colder, less responsive. You feel that shift immediately. The texts slow down, the warmth fades, the conversation turns mechanical. You replay it all in your head, trying to find what you did wrong. But here's the truth, you didn't. She's not losing interest, she's losing control. When attraction becomes too real, the mind activates its defense system. For women especially, this happens when their emotions cross into territory that feels unsafe. She might fear getting hurt, misread, or rejected. So instead of leaning in, she retreats. Psychologically, it's called avoidant attachment activation. It's the brain's way of protecting itself from vulnerability. And here's the paradox. Her pulling away doesn't mean she stopped caring. It means she started caring too much. Her emotions have reached a depth she can't manage, so she does what feels safer. She hides behind distance. You'll notice subtle patterns. She acts more casual, even detached, but her eyes still linger. She'll make excuses not to see you, but somehow still watches your stories, still responds when you go quiet. It's like she's trying to convince both of you that nothing's there, but her subconscious keeps slipping through the cracks. You might feel frustrated, confused, even rejected. But what you're really witnessing is fear wearing the mask of indifference. And often you'll start doing the same. You match her distance, suppress your urges, tell yourself to move on. But the harder you try to disconnect, the stronger the pull becomes. That's what makes this stage so torturous. It's not rejection, it's resistance born from desire. Sometimes, that tension even turns into small arguments or teasing sarcasm. You both act annoyed, but underneath it's just tension that has nowhere to go. The emotional current is too strong, and instead of saying, "I care," You both express it through conflict, jokes, or silence. It is emotional projection. It's when the connection grows so strong that you start seeing pieces of yourself in the other person, and it terrifies you. You might notice it in small ways at first. You think of her randomly during your day, and seconds later she texts you. You dream about her and wake up unsettled because it felt too real. You start hearing her voice in your thoughts, replaying things she said, the way she laughed, the tone she used when she said your name. It's like her presence lingers even when she's gone. That's projection, when your subconscious merges emotional boundaries between you and the other person. It's not obsession, it's emotional transference. Your brain identifying her as someone emotionally significant, someone who has started to occupy real psychological space inside you. And she feels it too. You'll see it in the way she mirrors your energy. When you withdraw, she becomes uneasy. When you're confident, she softens. When you disappear, she wonders why it bothers her so much, but she'll never say it. She might even talk about other people, subtly trying to gauge your reaction, because part of her needs to know you care without exposing her heart. It's a silent game of emotional chess, each move calculated, each silence filled with meaning. You both crave connection, yet neither of you dares to cross the line. But here's the truth most men never hear. Projection doesn't happen without emotional depth. It only happens when two people have shared emotional energy so potent that the brain mistakes it for something essential, something it can't fully let go of. That's why, no matter how much you distract yourself, she stays there, in your mind, in your routine, in your silence. It's not weakness, it's biology. Your nervous system has linked her presence to feelings of anticipation, curiosity, and even safety. You know what's strange? The deepest connections often end without closure. No confessions, no goodbye. Just a quiet understanding that something powerful existed, and neither of you were ready for it. That's the cruel beauty of hidden mutual feelings. You both felt everything, the spark, the fear, the longing, yet you stayed silent. Maybe it was bad timing, maybe it was pride, or maybe, deep down, you both knew that once you said it out loud, nothing would ever be the same again. Psychologically, this silence creates what's called unfinished emotional bonding. It's when your brain keeps replaying moments, trying to find resolution that never comes. That's why even after months, even years, you still think about her when certain songs play. You still feel something when you hear her name. It's not obsession. It's memory trying to make sense of what never got said. And maybe that's what makes it unforgettable. Because while most relationships fade into routine, this one lived in the space between fear and desire. A tension so intense, it burned itself into your memory. But here's the truth I want you to hear, from a psychologist's perspective. Unspoken attraction teaches you who you really are. It shows you what kind of energy moves you, what kind of presence awakens you, what kind of connection you can't fake. It strips away ego and exposes longing in its rawest form. If you're feeling that right now, that ache, that pull, that question of, did she feel it too? Don't shame yourself for it. That kind of connection means you're capable of depth. It means you still believe in something real, even in a world obsessed with casual. And maybe she felt it too. Maybe she still does. But remember, not every connection is meant to become a relationship. Some are meant to remind you what real emotion feels like, so that next time, when love knocks, you don't hesitate to open the door. So let me ask you something, honestly. Have you ever had someone who felt like it could have been everything, but you both stayed silent? Tell me your story in the comments. I read every one. And if this hit you somewhere deep, if you felt seen tonight, don't just keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe for more psychological truths about love, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Because sometimes, the truth that breaks your silence might just heal someone else's.